I said, I love you, respect you, thank you very much, let's part. Without Varun name, I will not give you. Many poor people are living by chance.
You can love Prabhu, you can hate Prabhu, but you cannot ignore Prabhu.
Yeah, a lot of people said.
Hi, this is Meenamma. Welcome to this very special edition of Made in Vizag in Meet Meenamma. Today is indeed a very, very special day because I have with me my own mentor and guide. They say, if a door is knocked and doesn't open, create your own door. This man did exactly that. Made in Vizag talks about people who brought the city of Visakhapatnam to light and made it grow into an international enterprise. You might wonder why this gentleman is sitting on this seat. He was born in another city of the state of Andhra Pradesh, but he came to Visakhapatnam and changed the face of the city and what it is proud of today. I have with me the Chairman and Managing Director of the Varun Group of companies, the largest automobile conglomerate in the country, India. Lovely to see you, Prabhu. This is Prabhu Kishore, and it's a dream to have you in my studio. How do you feel this morning, Prabhu?
Nice, Meena, because I know you for the past 30 years. And I always felt informal with you. So I'm very comfortable and I'm happy, and thanks to you for considering me to be one of the guys who have done something for the city.
Prabhu, actually you're being very humble because of late, the new face of Vizag, you always see bits and pieces of you and what you have done in the entire mosaic. For example, the beach of Vizag is iconic, but the hotel that you built, Novotel, is like the crown jewel of the beach. And then you have these companies all over, automobile companies, different major international brands that speak of brand Varun. So very often people would say, Maruti, oh, I thought it was Varun. So, you know, there's always an identity of a very international Varun with a national, international brand. So that is the kind of aura that you have given to my little city, Visakhapatnam. But I understand that you come from Vijayawada and that area. Why Vizag for Prabhu Kishore?
See, my late father started this group, Padmaja Commercial Corporation, in 1950 in Vijayawada. So I came to Vizag in 1995 and I did my post-graduation in Andhra University for 2 years. That's when it impacted me, the ocean, pure ocean, love for ocean.
So this is 1975?
1975.
Okay.
I used to come a little earlier to that, but 1975 to 1977 was stay put. I was here for 2 years. And somehow people like different things. I am probably tier 2, tier 3 kind of a person. So I like nature, I like greenery, I like mountains, and I like waterfront properties and waterfront cities. And this has natural gradients because of the mountains on one side and ocean on one side. So it was clean, even those days it was clean. And the ocean made all the difference. So I used to think I should do something, That is the love I developed for this city initially. And then I got a break in Bajaj Auto. I got a dealership here in 1992. Prior to that, I made a couple of buildings, but you know, nothing significant. But 1992 Bajaj Auto dealership break was the biggest game changer for Varun Group and personally to my family and the larger family of Varun employees. I started journey in 1992 in Vizag with Bajaj Auto dealership, and it used to be a moderately slow city. People used to shut their shops at 1 p.m. and open at about 4:30, 5 p.m.
Siesta time.
Siesta time. And that's when this Varun Group with a lot of hunger, appetite, a lot of ambition came into the city. So we used to open at 8 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. in the night. A straight run of 14 hours. And the then existing Bajaj dealer used to open at 9:30 and close at 1:30 and open at 3:30, close at 6:30. So the Bajaj Chetak, legendary Chetak customers used to have a small window to make their decision of purchasing a scooter. And here is a dealer who's open for 14 hours and giving finance and made the purchase of the most lovable Chetak scooter very, very easy versus which used to be a very tough exercise for the people. And that was the beginning. So people loved us. We had a market share of 80% in 2 years, vis-a-vis the other dealer. And then I got a break with Bajaj Maruti Suzuki
yes.
in 1996. And then I never looked back. But this particular property that you referred to, that is the jewel of Vizag, Novotel, this was a barren land of 3 acres.
Okay.
And it used to be a dump yard for people in the neighborhood as well as GVMC.
Okay.
It used to be a dump yard. And somebody, it went out of my hands in 1981 when I had an agreement for this same land.
Okay.
And it came back to my lap in 1995 after 14 years.
It was meant to be yours.
Yeah, it was meant to be mine.
Yes.
Very strange.
Yes,
It went to several people. It was a full round and then it came back to me in 1995. I got all the clearances in 2005-06. I had a dream. To make, Vizag wasn't doing that well in hospitality. So when I was making a 240-room property with 6 screens multiplex, which wasn't there in Vizag, people wondered, my well-wishers wondered, and my spouse and family also wondered, what's he up to? But I didn't do any market research. I didn't, operate any global firms. I just went by my gut feeling.
That was Inox's story in Vizag.
Yes,
Okay.
Inox as well as 240-room
Wonderful.
this property.
Okay.
Then I never had this Novotel or Accor tie-up. They initially came, they wanted the property, but they said we cannot have Varun name.
Yes.
I said, I love you, respect you, thank you very much, let's part. Without Varun name, I will not give you. After about a year and a half, the same company came back to me and said, we took a deviation from Paris, our headquarters, and kindly name it Varun Beach and develop something on the beach. I said, we'll develop something on the beach, not an issue. We named it Varun Beach. The whole beach itself, we rechristened it as Varun Beach.
Yes.
And then they were okay with that and they named it Novotel Visakhapatnam Varun Beach. Since then, Meena, I'm telling you, all credit to my staff as well as the people who supported us, whether it's in the city or outside of the city, was tremendous. It became one of the most successful hospitality projects built post 2000, year 2000. Amazing story. I enjoyed it. And though we were and we are the largest automobile dealers with a history of 70 years, this Novotel brought us the face,
Correct.
the PR, recognition in pan-India.
But let me take you back to 1974. It was about a 19-year-old ambitious boy. Your father had already had Padmaja commercial and he was into tractors and motorcycles. So your journey in the automobile industry had your finger in it already. So you had already had a glimpse of the glory of the rising automobile industry in the late 70s. I mean, it was starting its journey. And there's so much happening in India at that time. And for you at that time to come, and then now I see, your portfolio has big names, Maruti, Suzuki, Nexa, TCB, JCB, Bharat Auto, Accord, Bharat Benz, KTM. I mean, the list is endless of really high quality products. So you actually zoomed and you roomed in style, and after that you went from Lakshmi Finance through Varun Finance and then Varsha Builders. So your growth has been steady, it has been sure, and one thing I know about you, you never give up.
Yeah.
But there must have been so many moments where you came to crossroads when you realized that, okay, now this part of my journey is over. It is on auto. You have got good people in seats and everything is going on autopilot mode. So how did you decide, what do I do next? How did Prabhu think when he reached that place where he needed a new playground to play the next part of his innings?
So if you ask me, Did you ever want to get into hospitality and five-star hotels? I would say no. I never had that thought, neither a dream. But the love for Bay of Bengal, ocean, and this particular site being located right on the edge of Bay of Bengal, me acquiring this site made me, even whether this or acquiring the Taj Gateway next door, I have a choice to make apartments, sell them, and make a lot of money and cash everything and be happy. But what are you creating on the beach road? The most beautiful beach road in India, if not internationally.
Correct.
I'll be creating saris, blouses, pants and undergarments in the balconies on the beach road of Visakhapatnam.
Yes.
And untidy buildings, not maintained well. Am I creating that? Vis-a-vis, should I create an outstanding property which is going to last for decades and decades? So I press the second button. If at all I am going to do something, I will create an outstanding property on the beach road in the form of Novotel. And even Taj, the reason I acquired was, it's not that I had too much money. If I don't buy it, another builder will buy it and make apartments. Correct. And it will become an eyesore for Novotel hotel.
True.
So therefore I thought I shouldn't allow this to go into a builder's hand, a typical builder's hand. So whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, let me buy that Taj, so that I'll put up an iconic structure. I'll be giving something to Visakhapatnam, city of Visakhapatnam, and to the beach road. While it's a business for me, no doubt it's a business for me, but it's a win-win for the city as well as to Varun Group.
Yes. So from one Novotel, Varun Beach, you have Bimli, you have Vijayawada, and now I see there's a new thing coming up in Bangalore. So already you have 643 room keys in your hand, and very soon you'll be having more than 1,000. Your portfolio has grown in the hospitality industry. Along with this portfolio, I understand you have more than 20,000 employees.
Yeah.
I'm sure much more than 20,000 people whom you feed, their entire family, the ecosystem depends on you. And you are, I think, a father to the entire 20,000 force. And the talk in the market is that Prabhu is a very management person. He takes care of everybody, right from his gardener to his general manager, and that is why people stay with you and give their allegiance to you. Is that your selling point? I mean, is that something that Prabhu always thought, or is that your DNA? Is that the DNA of Prabhu?
See, I don't know about my past, but over the last about 15-20 years, I realized in this journey, in this long haul, that every human being wants to be recognized and respected. Whether it's a housekeeping boy or a security guard or a mechanic, they want to be recognized and respected.
Correct.
One can be firm and nobody can be firmer. By and large, not many people are as firm as me.
True.
I'm a very firm guy and taskmaster. Everybody knows about it. It's no rocket science. Having said that, it's important to give respect and recognition to people. Now, for example, there is a housekeeping boy or a lady at the bathrooms. If the washrooms are not clean and nice, none of us are going to be happy.
True.
Whether at home or in the hotel or in my automobile setups.
True.
And they are responsible, that particular housekeeping lady or that housekeeping boy, for the cleanliness, hygiene, comfort or discomfort of that particular bathroom. But none of us say thank you or smile at them or recognize them or acknowledge their contribution.
True.
So these small things of human in nature, I recognize these are very important. So I may not hug my general manager, but I go and hug my housekeeping lady or a housekeeping man.
I've seen that.
You can see their faces illuminating like,
Yes.
sun in the morning.
I have seen this.
The moment you do that, their whole face and body language changes because nobody is bothered about them.
True.
Nobody acknowledges them. And here is the owner who's hugging and saying thank you very much. So this is what I learned, and they all know whatever I say and whatever I am doing, whether harsh or loving, is 24 carats gold. There is no action, there is no dishonesty. Whatever he does it with integrity.
True.
Whether he is abusing us or he is loving us, he does it with integrity.
Talking about abusing, many people say, oh my God, Prabhu is so shrewd. And the first time I remember you said, I use the word shrewd as my badge of honor.
Yeah.
And for a second,
Bharat Ratna.
it took me off guard that, you were using the word, it's actually a negative connotation, but you made it a positive virtue. And I think this is what people like us have learned from you, people who look up to you. So talk about, where you cut the line. Because you're kind, suddenly you cut the line and you become the shrewd person. But the shrewd person is the one that rises from the ashes. The kind person is there, his father, his brother, his everything. But the shrewd one is the one we're talking about today. He has grown. So how do you cut that fine line between, being kind and being professional?
Meenakshi, the legendary late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, who built Singapore with his blood and sweat, brick by brick, starting from 1965. I read one book. He was interviewed by the global journalist Fareed Zakaria. So Fareed Zakaria asked him, sir, what are your principles and what are your beliefs? And this man, who was praised by Kissinger, Margaret Thatcher, Xi Jinping, who is now the ruler of China. So everybody across the countries and communist countries, capitalist countries across the world, they saw him as a visionary. Nobody understands the world like Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. And so he says in his answer to Fareed Zakaria about principles and beliefs, he says, human beings are fundamentally vicious.
That is a survival instinct, is it?
Human beings are fundamentally vicious.
Okay.
It includes me and you, everybody.
Yes.
They can be trained and retrained. They can be mellowed down, but can never be changed.
True.
Okay? So which includes me, again I'm saying. So therefore, I completely agree with Mr. Lee. Completely agree. There is some element of poison, selfishness, greed in us.
Yes.
It is only just on a 1:100 scale. It differs, whether it's 95, 98 or 60 or 40 or 30 or 20.
Yes.
That's all. But it will never reach zero. That greed or selfishness or viciousness, poison, whatever. So therefore, since I am a believer in his statement, not after reading it, but from the beginning, when I find somebody being too poisonous or complete lack of integrity or ABCD, I take them on the face without any kind of a diplomacy.
You catch the bull by the horn?
Absolutely.
Okay, but in your career as a hotelier, as a top corporate person, you might have, encountered maybe corrupt people, politicians, people who have pompous egos, and taking the bull at this stage by the horn. Has it ever had negative reverberation on you?
Must have. That is why I got that Bharat Ratna, shrewd, dangerous, strong, strong man, whatever those citations or labels. Several Bharat Ratna, these guys are getting one Bharat Ratna, all these guys. I got several Bharat Ratnas already from the hearts of people. As I said earlier, I take them as real Bharat Ratnas. That means if people are saying Prabhu Kishore is a very nice man, very good human being, very good, then I have to step down from business. There must be something wrong. I am no more useful to my business, to expand my business and build the business. It's a very dangerous word, good man, a nice person.
Yes.
All that, to me, they have a very limited meaning. I'm not saying they're completely bad, but they have a limited meaning.
Yes.
And seen in one pipe, one tunnel.
I would say, you can love Prabhu, you can hate Prabhu, but you cannot ignore Prabhu.
Yeah, a lot of people said this. A lot of people said this.
That is the aura that you have, and you're palpable. Prabhu Kishore is palpable. He is a regular human being. He doesn't just come with that sweet boy look. He also comes as the vicious businessman and teaches, like you're Kautilya, you teach us from the vicious version of you or how to handle a business correctly.
Yeah. See, the leader's true character comes out when the going is tough. When the going is hunky-dory, everybody is a hero.
Yes.
Everybody is a hero. They dance. When the going is tough, the true character of a human being comes.
True.
Whether he is
You were talking about Lee. I remember the great architect of Singapore. His only dying wish was that there should be no statue or picture of him anywhere. I see something similar in your life. You extol your parents. We see pictures of your wonderful parents in the CSR activities, in your cabin. So, I think it's a beautiful Indian thing because all of us Indians are so much in love with the upbringing, good values that our parents give us. Tell us more about the CSR activities because, I'm really impressed with what you're doing for corporate social responsibility. It is actually almost equal to what you do in the business. And many people don't know this, Prabhu, about you. How much of CSR do you do?
See, there are two columns in my CSR. I'm not under any law required to do that. But I have my own, my mother, late mother died at the age of 53. While she was 53, she passed away out of a heart enlargement. And my father died at 77. So when I saw my mother suffering all along, as a child, as an adolescent, I saw my mother suffering because of that heart enlargement and palpitations. So I was very close to my mother than my father. So I wanted, after her death, I wanted to do something relating to Medicare and for poor people because I felt many poor people are living by chance, they are living by default, by chance, by accident they are living. If something happens to them, they die. Either they go down the slide or they end up dying.
True.
They don't have recourse to fundamental things like initial diagnosis of a TB or some other problem or a cancer or a heart problem. Initial diagnosis with a blood test or a ultrasound or X-ray are also not available to them because it costs thousands and thousands of rupees. I thought, let me start in memory of my parents, one diagnostic center where you will have blood tests and X-rays. Then that was in 2009-10.
This was all free of cost.
Yeah. So no, with a nominal cost, 20%. I'll give you a few examples. If an X-ray costs 500 or 400 outside, we charge 70 rupees.
Okay.
Then if a doctor's consultation and if you end up paying 400 or 500, a mediocre doctor, we charge 30 rupees.
Okay.
Doctor consultation to a patient. Or medicines, your cetirizine, or we sell 650 medicines.
Okay.
Antibiotics, cancer medicines, generic medicines, and we sell anywhere between 18 to 20% cost of that particular medicine. That means 80% it's subsidized.
Subsidized. Oh, wonderful.
So 10 rupees medicine we sell at 2 rupees.
2 rupees. Oh, wow.
So, and then we have OP, I told you OP diagnostics. We also added ultrasound and we might add something. So one center became now 7 centers.
Yes.
Starting from Srikakulam. Vizag we have in Bhimli, Vizag city, Gajwaka, Narsipatnam, Vijayawada, and my village Nidmolu, Korimerla in Krishna district near Machilipatnam.
Okay.
So these centers collectively, can you believe, they're catering to about 500 villages.
Wonderful. That's so
and we serve every day anywhere between 1,500 people to 1,800 people. The footfalls into our centers.
Okay. So they have to come
each
to
day.
You. They come to you.
Yeah, for medicine
Yes.
or OP or some blood tests or X-ray.
X-rays.
1,500, 1,500 to 1,800 people depending on good bad days they go to.
Yes, the season.
So it's 50,000 per month and 500,000 per year.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just now I went and came We served as of today 42,63,000 people. That is 4.23 million. And they saved 213 crores.
Correct.
Because we have a certain statistic, we have a certain measurement stick.
Okay.
Average how much a patient is saving when he steps into our center, whether it's through medicine or OP or diagnostics. We have a certain yardstick to measure, scale. So they have saved so far 213 crores.
Wow.
That is 42 lakh and odd people. What else can I do?
This is important for us to know the value of our service. See, many people just do service without realizing how much saving is happening because of them.
And most importantly, I know we are all temporary, so I don't want this to be a glamour or showcase item. So we have established a trust like Tata Sons, Tata Trust. We have established a trust. And in the trust, the constitution of the trust, we have written very clearly that these centers will be eternal, and the gap between revenue and income from patients, there will be a gap every month. That gap, whether it's 10 lakhs or 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs, shall be contributed by all companies equally, proportionately.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So it will ensure, the trust will ensure that these 7 centers will work
Forever.
100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years.
Wonderful. This is really nice.
So I made things very clear in the trust that they cannot close after Prabhu Kishore. It should be eternal. Then the second thing is, I also on the same day established Varun training centers.
Yes, I'm really impressed with your skill development. I think the Varun Group has been ahead of its times. While the Prime Minister was bringing skill development, Skill India, you were already on to it.
2009.
Tell us more about the skill development
So we
program.
started skill development centers in 2009, and now we have 9 of them, starting from Hyderabad, Karimnagar, Warangal, Vijayawada, Gannavaram, Vizag, Srikakulam. We have 9 skill development centers. We take boys between 18 and 25 years, unemployed, who are riffraffs going around doing nothing.
So you're rehabilitating.
Polytechnic and ITI certificate holders, they don't have anything other than that certificate. They don't have any skill, but they have the certificate. So we take them and then we wash and change them. And then we give them stipend, we give them uniform, lunch, and then we train them for about a month in the classroom.
This is for their core competency where they could be useful to you again.
Yeah, explaining them about Varun culture and discipline first.
Fantastic.
And then training them in denting, painting, air conditioning, electrical, all these things relating to the auto industry. Plus some are also given to hospitality for their machine room, plant room. So every year we are able to take about 600 to 800 boys and girls, very few girls, but many boys, train them and give them jobs. We give them jobs starting from 14,000 rupees at the end of 3rd month.
Oh, that's really wonderful.
So far, if you ask me how many people we have trained and taken, about 4,000 boys and girls.
And some of them have actually been the dregs of society whom you brought back, isn't it?
Yeah.
So today's youths, many of them, they don't know what to do with their degrees. So I think skill training or, upping their skill will really help them.
I'm not a believer in giving anything free of cost, fundamentally. I'm a believer, if I have to give something, I need to charge nominal amount.
That is.
And more importantly, I would like to skill people.
Correct.
And so that will remain with them. They can earn something respectable through that skill.
Prabhu, you won a lot of awards in your life. As a top automobile dealer, you've traveled the world as the top dealer. Your family has been through the thick and thins, from the beginning to right now. How has this journey been? Getting your own personal gratification, moving as a team, and I think your family has always been supportive. So, how much do you see? Because Lakshmi, your wife, she's indeed Lakshmi. And you look at her, she's divine, and the way she supports you, she's strong. She's a ferocious Leo, but she stands by you and pats your back and patiently waits for you.
You're telling me she's ferocious, yeah.
She is. When we look at her, she's like soft. But I know because I've seen it in her eyes. So, Prabhu Kishore might have been leading the team, but behind you, tell us about the team at home.
See, first of all, I'm blessed with strong person like Lakshmi. She's strong, and she's got a lot of integrity. She's not greedy. Neither she wants anything expensive or glamorous and all that.
Yes.
So that way she's simple. Varun, Varsha, everybody knows. They're quite down to earth. They don't act like Varun. Varsha is she is the joint managing director of Varun Hospitality, and Varun is the automobile vertical managing director. He leads the team, and so they're quite humble. Everybody knows about it. It's not that I'm bragging about it.
Yes.
So they're down to earth and humble. So I have no doubt or worry that they are going to continue my legacy. My legacy being continued. They will continue. Like several groups, family concerns, family groups, I'm now reassured that we will not have a nosedive.
Yes.
Or will not go down. We'll stay there, or we'll step up one step a year, but we will not go down the steps. I'm very reassured now. For that, I've taken a few steps, forming a trust, family trust, beneficiary trust. So it will not be one person taking a decision. It will be a collective 7-8 people will take unanimous decisions about acquiring a new business or unloading an existing business. So everything will be a broad-based decision making. So I've insulated the group from normal family-owned business risks.
True.
The second thing is, in addition to my own family, these three, I have a large family. I have one circle where I have about a couple of hundred people. The first circle, who are my strongest supporters and who are responsible for this group to be where it is today. That's the first circle. Then I have another circle consisting of about a couple of thousand people who are every day working and delivering to the customer delight.
Correct.
Then there's an outer circle who come and go, but during their service, they do their best and go. This first circle of 200-300 people have a strong Varun culture. What is Varun culture? Uniform, stepping in on right time, shaved, shoes, everyday uniform, and being humble to the customer or anybody, body language, and being transparent to the customer. This is Varun culture. Then only we'll have a long haul.
True.
So this is a strong Varun culture, starting from our uniform.
True.
See, when I wear uniform, I feel very strong.
Yes.
And that too, when I wear a fit and correct, trouser and shirt. If it's loose or not stitched well, I feel a little weak.
Yes.
So I'm so riveted to this uniform, starting from 1990. It's
So
now
brand
34
you,
years.
brand Varun is
Whether
so
I meet
precious.
Prime Minister or a Chief Minister or a
Yes.
Chief Secretary, I go in the same uniform.
Yes.
They like it, they don't like it, it's their problem. It's not my problem. This is the character I carry.
This is what you
And
are.
then everybody follows. I don't go in any branded shirt, pant and car, big branded car. So I relate myself to them. They relate themselves to me. They trust me, whether he is strong or tough on us, but he'll stand by us in difficulty, whether personal difficulty or professional difficulty. When they run into a police case, or when they are threatened by a customer, or when they are threatened by a colleague, okay, or personally they have some other family problem, health problem, they all know that sir will
there.
stand by them like a rock.
Very true.
That is where the big strength comes from. And that I generate out of integrity, but not falsehood.
So have you seen the difference between respect and fear? See, when a boss tries to instill some characteristics in us, they could be frightened because you're their bread and butter, but they could also respect the quality because you have to be a role model. So if supposing someone is going to see you like this, dressed crisply in your Varun colors, obviously it goes down, it percolates to all the juniors. So they live in Gurukula, your children also, every day they learn from their guru. Now, Prabhu, I've seen you over the years and I've seen the way you talk with so much conviction. Either you're convinced or you're not convinced.
Yeah.
There is nothing in between
Yeah,
for this Prabhu
yeah,
Kishore.
yeah.
So when you're convinced and you talk, there is an aura, because when you deliver, you know exactly in which route you're going. You're not meandering like a ox boring. You're straight on the road,
Yeah,
bang
yeah.
on. So is this going to inspire you to leave a legacy of a book or some videos or some training material, so that in the days to come, you know, there will be thousands of younger people who would want to learn from leaders like you?
Not for my personal glory or remembrance or anything, Meena, but yes, I am fortunate, I am fortunate to have variety of dynamic experiences in my life, whether it's bankers, public, press, principals, customers, employees, relations, my own relations. So I had several kinds of situations and occasions, a mixture of good and bad. So I would like to pen down, in order for the next generation and youngsters who like me or my leadership, or who look at me like a role model, to understand and probably absorb some things, if they are convinced, to lead their lives, whether it's exercise or eating right, staying healthy, or to question a government officer. Okay, these are my rights, these are your rights, I respect your rights, please respect my rights, I will not surrender to you.
True.
So I would like to radiate and transfer my life journey to some youngsters. In order to do that, I would love to write a small 150, 200 kind of a small book, easy book, so that some people at least will gain out of that reading.
Yes.
And definitely I'm going to do that.
You know, a book, a story book, or a biography is the only true story we can tell about our lives. And you know, all of us come with expiry dates. So it's very important that we don't go off the shelf without telling our story. So I'm really proud of you, Prabhu, and I'm sure.
I have committed many mistakes, intentionally or inadvertently. In my journey, I was like a road roller. So I would have stepped on the feet of many people, and sometimes right, sometimes wrong. But I rewind and play and spend about 2 to 5 minutes every day, one-to-one meeting with Prabhu Kishore. Prabhu Kishore this side, Prabhu Kishore that side. I close the door. I'll have a meeting with Prabhu Kishore every day, by and large.
You meet yourself.
And I would like to rewind that day or last week, and then acknowledge, dispassionately, this was right, this was wrong. Let me not do this again. A human being can make a mistake once or twice, but he cannot do the same mistake again. Let him make another mistake, but same mistake I cannot do. I've eaten 10 rasgullas today and I landed up in the hospital for the next 1 week with diarrhea and with saline. I should not again eat rasgullas and again land up in the hospital.
I see you.
I can eat something else or do something else. Yes. So same mistake one should not do. Okay. That's my belief.
This is amazing.
Lastly, Vizag is a beautiful city, green city, scenic city, health city, education city, and people, lovely people. This city is filled with lovely people. So, in this country, according to me, there's no other city, because I've traveled at least in this country quite extensively. I don't think in India you will come across another Vizag. This is one and only Vizag.
Yes.
And I love this city from the core of my bottom of my heart. I'm totally in love with Vizag, and if I have another Janma, I would like to be born in Vizag.
Oh, that is amazing, Prabhu. And you know, the facelift you've given to our city, on behalf of the intercity of Vizag, I thank you for giving us a good lifestyle, a culture, a corporate world to look up to.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. When I used to walk on the beach road. Many people ask me, even at this age, what fires you, what motivates you to work like this? When I walk on the beach road, or when I go to a marriage or a function, I several times come across youngsters coming and asking me, can I take a selfie with you? You are my hero, you are my role model. I say, no, don't say all that, but why do you say that? No, for what you've done, your physical fitness, for what you've done to the city, what you have created, how you lead your life, you are my role model. That fires me.
Yes.
That,
That doesn't let you relax.
Reignites me.
That's a beautiful thing.
And then, as I said, I rewind my life. I dispassionately, in all honesty, I try to acknowledge my faults. If I say I had committed, or let's say I lost 10 relationships, 6 I would have lost out of my behavior and words, 4 out of maybe their behavior and words, or maybe 7 versus 3. I acknowledge that. I try to correct myself. I'm a great believer, we keep learning until we stop breathing. And I'm a great believer that a chef, a driver, housekeeping lady knows better than us. I'm a great believer that illiterate people living in villages are more sharper than me and you.
Very true. Very, very true.
Therefore, when election comes, they know what to vote, whom to vote, and which party. Sometimes they can go wrong, but they are not confused like literate people, you and me. They have a very clear target, and they say in few words.
True. Vallurupalli Prabhu Kishore, today you're a shining star of excellence for the entire country. Maybe one of the the top, well-known, well-respected business tycoons that the country has seen. But what are the 3 qualities that you would like youngsters to imbibe from you, from brand Prabhu Kishore? What are the 3 qualities? Just 3, because there are so many which you think will drive home the point that you have made.
360-degree discipline, passion at what you are doing, passion for what you are doing, and consistency.
So you mean dedication, devotion to duty.
Whatever you are doing, you're making an omelette, be passionate.
Yes. Be in the moment.
Yeah. You're drawing something, be passionate about that particular, whatever you are drawing.
Yes.
If you're doing work, if you're a cashier, count with passion.
True. Passion is the word.
That is how I will exemplify. Then consistent. Be consistent. Don't be like a frog jumping. No leapfrogs. You'll be consistent. You're bound to reach your target at some point of time.
I would like to end by saying, it is true. It is really true. In Prabhu Kishore, I found somebody you can love, you can hate, but you can never ignore. Meenamma, so happy to have you in that seat.
Thank you, Meenakshi.
And you have been my inspiration and my mentor. And the last 30 years have been wonderful.
You have done very well in your profession. You have reached a level which I respect. I know you because I know you for 30 plus years. It's a long friendship, and you speak so well. You are so good in your work.
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless, all the best.
Sir, I would like you to sign this here so that it goes into my wall of fame. We have with us the game changer, Prabhu Kishore of the Varun story. Made in Vizag, the story of Vizag never ends. Thank you so much. And I would empty this and give this to you once we are through.
Thank you, Meenakshi.
so much.
Thank you.